one thing that saved everything for me though.
Mm.
As soon as I saw freaking Jennifer Lopez pick up the two needlers,
Oh,
I was
yes.
I was like, dual wheel.
Oh, yeah. Legit. That was such, like, that's like a rule of cool. Because, like, the needlers don't work the way they're supposed to in Halo. It's 1-2 shots and it kills it. And I don't get why this season we forgot that the not the Mark 5 armors, but that the Spartan 2 armors have shields. I don't know how we forgot that. I understand that the Spartan 3s don't have shields. It's cheaper
they
armor.
all through season 1.
All through season 1. So the arbor fight, like where they cross those blades and the plasma is dripping, it should be bouncing off shields, not burning through the armor. At least like
also, you don't
knock out the armor
when you're throwing a sticky grenade.
True. That's also a thing.
I saw that they said frag out and threw a sticky. I was like, what are you doing?
But
It's throwing a sticky. Like
chat.
That's what.
Chat. So one of the scenes is a whole bunch of Spartan 3s are being jumped out of Pelicans in space, and they're trying to land on a Covenant cruiser, like a Corvette. They're trying to land on it. They land on the they land on the ship and break inside, and they're all running out of ammo. The fight's way more intense than they thought it was going to be on the inside. And we finally get to see Kai pick up a carbine and rip it.
They called it a plasma rifle.
They did. They called it a plasma rifle, which in Halo is disgraceful. But for her to pick up the carbine, it just rips this carbine.
She said, "Have you ever used a plasma pistol or a plasma rifle?" And I was like, "No way, they're gonna bring the plasma rifle, like the OG plasma rifle, in."
Yeah, she was. You ever picked up one? And they're like, no. They're like, you'll never forget your first. Picks up a freaking carbine.
Doesn't even pick one up.
Picks up the carbine, and then the person she was talking
You'll
to
never forget your first.
Picks up two. It won't be today, yeah. And then picks up two needlers. Okay, so none of that happened. And then, like,
what if they think the needlers are plasma pistols or plasma rifles? I mean,
maybe they just haven't seen it. Have we even seen a plasma rifle in the show yet?
I don't remember, but we've seen needlers, and they've called them out as needlers.
Right. So maybe they think the carbine is a plasma rifle. I really don't know. But Chief clapping cheeks through the ship, awesome.
Mm-hmm. But also when he lands on Halo.
Oh yeah, crashing.
And he takes
his signature style.
Yeah, but when he takes his helmet off, and I told Jennifer, I was like, God damn it. She's like, what? I was like, fucking Mr. Cheeks is back. She's like, who? And I was like, Mr. Cheeks. She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, anytime he does some bullshit like this,
it's
Mr.
Cheeks.
He might
not
as well
Chief.
be showing me his butt cheeks in the shower right now. Because that's not Master Chief. There's no way Master Chief lands on a 4 in Halo, and the first thing he does when he sees the grass moving like a living thing.
Not even ask Cortana. Not even ask Cortana. Hey, is it breathable here? He just takes that off. Come on, right? You're Space Marine. You would think you would check this info.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely wild.
When they showed the Halo, like I told Jennifer, I was like, if I just want to be Valhalla.
Can you imagine?
Where's the Banshee so I can get on top of this building?
Can you imagine if them where they fought him in the Arbor was on Valhalla?
Oh, I love it.
I think it was sick.
And instead, we're going into a Halo Infinite big team battle armory room. You know, like
oh yeah, it is. That was super true. I don't know. The Arbiter fight was cool. I didn't think it was bad.
What am I missing something? Even like I know that's not our it's not our Arbiter, it's the older Arbiter. But am I missing something? Why is his face yellow?
I think they're trying to show him bruised from his fight.
What? But his face was yellow when him and McKee, because I noticed it like when him and McKee are talking at the at the terminal or whatever. I'm like, I'm like, why is his face yellow? This is before Chief even fights him. And I seen it, and I don't know if it was like a editing error. Like maybe his face wasn't supposed to be yellow until after the fight, and somebody messed up and made it yellow first. But I'm like, I don't remember it being yellow even a couple episodes ago.
Someone must have messed up, right?
I guess, because I was like, what are they trying to do here? Because it's just his face. From the neck down, he's the right color.
Yeah, I don't know. So they must have messed up. Because I noticed it too, and I just thought it was bruised, but I didn't think nothing of it.
I did like how one of his mandibles was straight up broken.
Oh, broke. Oh, it made me think, because you know how like McKee's like, oh no, don't kill him. I was like, oh my gosh, is this gonna be the other one from like Halo 3 that's missing the mandible? I was like, no way. I was like, this is his origin story? I was like, okay, that'd be cool.
But the Chief did say some chiefy stuff when she's like, the Arbiter. I know what he said.
I know what
he
said.
Kills him.
Oh yeah,
that is pretty chiefy.
But okay, overall, the 2 seasons so far. I don't know why it took us 2 seasons for them to figure out who Chief is, because for them to episode 1, him remove his emotional inhibitor chip, then 2 seasons of him finding himself, to then the last episode of season 2 for him to go, okay, I'm going to be Chief now, puts on the helmet, says, I'm not leaving anybody behind, claps cheeks, jumps out of a freaking alien spaceship, lands on another one, picks up Cortana, such a Chief thing to do, crashes the ship on a Halo, beats up the Arbiter, kills him, goes inside. I'm like, that all you did was Chief stuff. You just had to mentally decide to do this.
One thing that made me mad though, Lee, was as soon as the episode started, I was like, oh, it's Guilty Spark.
Oh, I knew. I knew. And I was so mad that it's not actually that voice actor. I can't remember his name. But I'm so mad because it's just like a human British guy.
Yep. But this is what makes me mad. If they would have asked 343, or 343 would have been more involved.
The dude.
Or even, no, I'm not even talking about that. If 343 would have been more involved, and it's not, I don't think it's 343's fault. I think it's Paramount's fault or whoever. Would have,
true.
If 343 or Bungie would have been more involved in it, what they should have done is either from the beginning of this season, or even going all the way back to season 1, we should have been introduced to Guilty Spark from season 1, not by seeing him, but you know how it's like Chief in that black room talking,
and
he doesn't know who he's talking to, like we don't know who he's talking to.
So I don't have to watch it. Oh, hold on, Tape. Do you want me to put on Microsoft Paint and I'll just draw it for you here?
Yeah. I'll just pirate it. Just straight up play it on stream. Lee struggling to find Microsoft Paint on his Xbox.
No, I was struggling to find it on my computer.
I know you meant to say how about hand puppets, but you wrote ho about hand puppets. Hoes are about hand puppets.
I mean, confirmed.
I mean, I got a Needler and a Master Chief helmet back there. We could reenact it.
I have the assault rifle. They showed it broken.
I mean, I actually have a bunch of Spartan action figures, and like, I could.
Do you remember the old? There was the old shorts this guy used to do of the Master Chief and Arbiter figures. Chief and Arby.
Yep. Chief and Arby. Yep. No, it was Arby and Chief. Right?
Oh yeah. No, I think you're right. All right, hold on. Am I painting? All right, I'm painting.
Because all I could think, like,
how do I erase?
Chief and Arby. All I could think about is Chief and Arby in the morning.
I mean, that is.
Penis. So you drew a straight penis on it.
We gotta test. Okay.
Channel Point Redemption. You have to recreate a scene with your action figures. It's going on the list.
Okay, I like it.
Recreate.
All right, Tape. You don't have to watch it. I'm gonna draw it here on MS Paint for you.
Or from.
All right.
Show
Oh,
slash
hold on. That's a
movie
pen. I want the marker
with
back.
action
Where'd my marker go? Brushes?
figures.
Brush? Okay, we got some action there.
And I put
Okay.
Tapeworm's name next to it so we can credit
All
him.
right. So, I'm doing this as a mouse, so it's not very pretty. There we go. And that's a flag. All right. Oh, wait. My camera is actually covering this.
It is.
Hold on. Let's grab that. Let's get out of the way for a second. Let's go over here. Down here. Okay. All right, tape. Base. That's what a base is. So, in this episode, Chief and Kai, which is another Spartan 2 that's on his team, and a whole bunch of Spartan 3s, they all leave. Okay? So they're going to leave, and I'm going to draw this right here. This is kind of like a pelican. Okay. There they go. All right. And then they got the little droppers here on the pelican.
All right, we got Lee's illustration up on stream.
You like that? All right. They're all leaving in their spaceships. They're telling, wait, I need episode 1, chapter 1? Oh, all right. I can't start over, right?
Season 1, The Book of Water.
Yeah. The artifact. All right, hold on, tape. I can't start over from the beginning. No one's gonna want me to redraw all of Halo instead of playing it all night. It's gonna take me all night to do this. But I can reenact this episode. So you're gonna have to pick one.
I wanted Guilty Spark when they did him there. I think that either from the beginning, episode 1 of season 2, or episode 1 of season 1, you have that the whole season start off with John in that black room, and he's like, you know, and he says like what did you think you were gonna find here? And then John be like, I'm not sure. And then like cut, you know, so each episode we get a little further along in the conversation until this episode, you know, season 2.
Okay, yeah. He's kind of going over what happened.
Yeah. And then
that'd be
so
cool.
like everything we've seen has kind of been like a lead up to the present. That would have been so much better.
I agree.
Especially for people who haven't watched Halo. Because they would have been like, who the fuck is this guy talking to?
Oh, yeah.
Also, I'm so glad we got the flood, and they did a decent job with the flood.
They did a great job. Now, I saw a couple people complaining. So chat,
The little
with
spermy dude was weird. The one that crawled out of the mouth.
Yeah.
And, like, was
So
sperm.
Hidden Xperia had explained it to me too, because I thought it was a little weird.
Oh, personally, he called you?
He called me. This man is laser focused. I'm in this right now. So chat, normally how the flood works in Halo is the flood is like a parasite, like a zombie virus type of thing. So it's these little parasite forms that crawl on the ground, and they'll jump on you. They'll enter into your body almost like Alien, and then they will
Like, did you
turn.
guys ever take biology? Do you know the little animation figure that they used to like show like what a virus looks like? Like
Right.
with the, you know, like it's like a square body with like little leg looking things, and they're like, this is what a virus looks like. That's what the flood looks like, and they crawl
Yeah,
around
it
and
looks
they-
like that, but it's the size of your head.
Yeah.
So, and typically in Halo fashion, that thing shows up, it jumps on you, breaks into your body, and then physically transforms you, not into like a Walking Dead zombie, like where you just look dead, but it mutates the body and turns into like a combat form. And so this combat form.
If you're familiar with The Last of Us, how like that fungal, you know, like spore,
Right.
and how it like grows out of them and takes over their like the mind of the person, that's pretty much what the flood does.
Right.
It like creates like a hive mind.
So, how many seasons, episodes do we got? Tape said? I'm so sorry. So we have 2 seasons, and I think it's 8 episodes each. That was 16 total. So anyway, in the Halo games, it physically transforms your body and mutates you like, again, The Last of Us. So in the show,
It's not species specific. It'll do it to any species.
Right. So, that's a Coke Zero right there. I didn't have any Dr. Pepper Zero. So in the
Did
show,
someone say Dr. Pepper Zero?
I'm trying to see on your channel. Hold on. So in the show, how they get exposed to this is not by any actual flood life forms.
What's up, Leo? We're explaining Halo right now.
It's they actually get exposed by spores, and so the spores being a lot smaller and actual bacterial, and so it actually takes a long time. I'm
Not
seeing
sponsored
LJ
yet.
not sponsored yet. So it actually takes a long time for the infection. It actually takes like a couple hours at this point to like transform the first lady who got exposed, and so because it's spores, it's kind of growing in the body and stuff. And then when she started attacking and infecting other people, she only had these very tiny,
So my stream now has fishing.
like eye-sized little, like kind of like millipede bug things coming out of her. And then at one point, like one of the dudes opened his mouth and like this, it was almost like a very tiny like tentacle monster was coming out.
Last of Us.
So, and then we did actually get to see a couple of them start to do the transformation that turn into combat forms. Like we saw the tentacles coming out, this like off the sides. Like the mutation changes into combat forms are so fast, which is what makes the flood very dangerous. Is like your arm is literally transformed within seconds into like a very long tentacle. Where's the part where the chief becomes a master?
Master Chief.
Bro.
He's a Master Chief. Well, technically, he started as a fisherman, and before you become a fisherman, you got to be a baiter. But he was a master baiter.
Will we do some blue on this one right here? Right there.
That looks like something you'd buy at an adult toy shop.
How do you know?
I used to own an adult toy shop.
Wow.
It was called Toys by LJ.
Not your average toy. Oh, all right, hold on. I gotta finish talking about the flood before I talk about this other part I thought was really cool. So, yeah, your space. That's your spaceship. I was just showing of one of the Covenant cruisers. So anyway, it was really cool with the flood. But so Hidden Xperia explained that since it was coming from spores and not from the huge life form, we actually see a very longer body transformation.
Yes.
And he said it's actually very similar to how they did it in the books when they were explaining how the first human flood war happened. That it was very similar to that. They got exposed from the precursor spores, and it actually took a long time before any of that happened. So I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I thought the flood, they did a very good job.
Is he pregnant, Lee, or Master Chief?
Me.
Lee, are you pregnant?
I am. Why? Am I bloated?
I don't know.
So, one super cool scene on tape. You're probably seeing this from LJ's screen.
Oh, the ship. Is the ship pregnant?
No, that's just how it looks. So, one point, Kai is like calling for help because they're like, "Hey, this super cruiser showed up and stuff's about to go down. We're not going to win." So the human fleet shows up, and these human fleet ships look like this.
They straight up look like
they're all Pillar of Autumns. Yeah. Okay, Pillar of Autumns, and I'm actually being generous on the size here in comparison to the ships, this big alien ship versus the human ship. I'm actually being very generous on how big this is, but and then pew, there's your flames right there. Pew.
It looked like Texas. Yeah, I can't remember if it's like Control or Alt or Windows key, but if you hold one of those down and use your arrow keys, you can draw with like and paint like it's a sketch.
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember which one it is though.
So this ship comes out of slip space, which I'm running out of colors here. There's a lot of blue in Halo.
Yeah, go to the custom color wheel.
Let's go with what? One of these? Yeah, let's do that one. So breaks out of slip space. They're like, hey, we're here to help. They stupidly fly underneath this massive ship.
Yep.
And this so stupid. You would think they'd know by this point. And so I drew this little part right here, chat. This is a glass cannon. It is made to glass planets. And they just go destroy the ship.
They're all looking out this giant window at this ship that's like, we're coming to help. And then one of them looks at it and goes, wish you weren't so fucking awkward, bud. And then a laser comes down and glasses the ship.
Absolutely wrecks it. Just gone. And Kai's like, oh, it's one of those days, huh? My bad. And so, I don't know what it is about modern television where they take women characters and have them go inside.
Maybe do funny fart joke. All
Nah,
right,
yeah.
Leo, I'll catch you later.
And yeah, so I don't know what it is. Modern media, they take women and they put them in spaceships. This is what the cruiser looks like going up.
They heard on the ship's PA system, here comes the sun.
And I say, and it's,
sir, what is that noise? What noise you're?
So they take the ship. This Kai takes the ship here, and just Star Wars move, crashes it into this capital ship.
Absolutely thing I've ever seen. I don't care what you say, Lee. The whole time I'm like, why doesn't Kai just fly the ship? Why doesn't she just fly the ship? And she flies the ship, and instead of using the weapons on board the ship to fire at the ship,
right?
She's like, this is gonna hurt.
This is gonna hurt. I think she thought she was Chief at this point, because like Chief would have came out and survived, right? She was like, I'm just gonna crash this.
It happened so slow that it was the dumbest thing that I saw. I would have much preferred her to like engage the hyperdrive, or it's the slip space engine, I mean, and like not like Star Wars where it's like and it shoots through it, but engage the slipstream in the middle of the ship and cut the ship in half. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, chat. If you've ever played Halo Reach, that's exactly what they do. And it's the coolest scene ever because they actually take this same ship, this cruiser, and they instead, this is what George does. He's actually Spartan 2 too, but the only reason he did it himself, George Lopez, the only reason he does it himself is because the detonator switch doesn't work. But they take the hyperdrive out of a human ship, board it onto this alien ship because they don't obviously know how to get the alien ship to do it. And so George just flies it close over here like it's doing a resupply. So this ship has no idea what's going on. And then he activates it. And it does the spaceship rupture right here. Cuts it clean in half. Wow.
It looks super cool.
It's like legit one of the coolest scenes. And just breaks it completely in half. Like it is.
And also, I call bullshit on the ma'am, one of the Covenant fleet ships is veering off course. All them ships, you see one ship divert slightly to the left.
Like, it's off course. Like, what was the course?
How do you know what their course is?
How do you know? Yeah. It's like, how do you know? Oh, I should have drawn the spore for them. Huh?
Also, I told you that Jennifer Lopez was going to live.
Oh, yeah. She definitely did. And then these things are funny because they have these little tentacle, like, hair things that come out.
Also, I find it weirdly, did they use an actual quarter as the quarter in the show?
It's supposed to be like this silver dollar, but maybe.
It looked like it had the eagle on the back and George Washington on the other side. It was like,
My
you're
buddy
telling
George.
me that in the future, in whatever year we're in the silver timeline, the UNSC is still using
A dollar
quarters,
quarter
like a
dollar currency. Yeah, I don't know about that one. So Chief like jumps out of a perfectly good pelican. I don't know how he thinks he's faster than a freaking spaceship to get to another spaceship because he's Chief.
Chief. Look out for the debris. That's not debris.
That's not debris.
That's the first wave. It's still debris, guy. It's still debris.
You're dumb. The Chief just jumps out of this ship. It just goes straight for the Arbiter ship.
Also, I hate that all the Spartan, all the I
What?
Fucking blank. Is it the threes?
The Spartan 3s?
Yeah, I hate that they're all white. I hate it.
Yeah, the stormtroopers. I like their armor though. Man, I like their armor.
Because they're doing a space fight with spaceships with like an army of all white armored soldiers, and I'm just like, you guys couldn't have got like a little bit creative with it, you know? It would make more sense to make them black. You're in space. You're gonna tell me the Covenant doesn't see these giant white balls of floating through this?
Oh yeah, and plus they're like, oh well, they have a hard time targeting you since you're so small. Yeah, but you made them white so they can see them. Yeah, so Chief jumps out of his ship, goes and lands on Arbiter's ship. Arbiter and them already left. They like shot out a space pod because they took way too much damage from the Covenant ship or the Covenant fleet. I told you the Covenant fleet was not there for the Arbiter or to help the Arbiter. They were there to kill the Arbiter because they are shooting that at his ship.
I didn't think they were there to help the Arbiter at all.
But I was right on that. So they pod out because their ship's taking massive damage. Like they got all these freaking photon cannons right here. And they're just pa-chow, 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 just ripping them. So they pod out. So Chief jumps in. He's like, "Where's my baby at?" And Cortana's like, "Oh my gosh, you come to rescue me!" And and it's not like in the Halo universe. It starts with Chief has to physically take this chip and plug it into things to get Cortana on and off the chip. Like it's an actual like micro USB. It's a normal thing. Later in the series, you see it not happening. Like and later in the series of the games, you kind of see it not happening because when he interacts with most of the Forerunner tech, Cortana has figured out how to do it basically wirelessly.
Well, I guess the reason I'm saying it's a big deal is because like most of the missions, you got to get Cortana to a transmission.
Most of the time, it's most of the time.
Pull her out and plug her in.
Why, this is top tier. Why do I need Paramount at this point? How do you think they pitched this show tape? This right here. I get paid big bucks for this right here.
I don't like to toot my own horn a lot. I love to do that, but
love tooting and horning.
I feel 100% confident that Lee and I could start a company today as the people that pitch the storyboards. Not even joking here.
Oh yeah.
The storyboards for movies and do a better job than 99% of the people that do it right now.
I think we should do a separate podcast that is basically spin-off. Which one of you is Brennan? Which I don't know.
Which Brennan do you mean?
I know,
Brennan
right?
Lee Mulligan? Because if that's the Brennan you're talking about, it's definitely
top D&D.
with the bull, you get the horns.
It's about the points. Brennan and Dale.
Prestige worldwide. What are you doing? I'm burying you.
What are you doing? Stop. Oh my gosh. Also, I want to talk about stupid stuff. Uh, Quan. I forgot her
I
name.
hate Quan so much.
Quan. All right, chat. Let me ask you a question.
You
If
can only hold the
if
ball
in
so
your
long.
in your story that you've or this TV show you have made, and you've written or shot this character is fighting off a zombie horde. I'm just gonna say zombies so you understand what's going on, and they get cornered,
A
and you have
legit
to.
horde.
It's a horde in a dark parking lot scenario, okay? And they
Like
get
an underground
surrounded,
parking lot.
surrounded to the point where your character is closing their eyes because she's like, I'm dead, right? And you have to like, oh, well, I accidentally wrote her into this corner. How do we get her out of this? And you decide to go, shaman ancestors.
Yeah, you know what would have made more sense, Lee?
Shaman ancestors that go, hey, we saving you. We're holding them off. Leave. This
You know what
is
would have
the
made more sense?
stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Write the mom into Quan's position, where
Mhm.
she's the one that gets cornered. And if you need Quan to do something, since she is apparently a protector, you know, like her ancestors are a protector against the flood, have her rescue, like have the mom be cornered like that, and her and Quan be able to walk through them, you know, and stop them without getting infected or whatever, and
Okay.
grab her, and then they get all the way to the door, and she locks the door and shows that Quan didn't get there in time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
have
Right.
the
Right.
mom be the one that got cornered.
So, chat. There is parts of the Halo universe that are really, even the books, they're stupid. Okay, and one of them is the fact
Halo
that
3 is the only canon.
and there's
Changed my
a
mind.
story where Forerunners, which were the one of the dominant alien races, way
they were really
before
fast.
our time.
So
Okay,
we called them Forerunners because they could run 4 times faster than us.
4 times. There's only one of them. He was 4 times fast. But way, 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 millions of years ago, these Forerunners had the technology that they could put memories, visions of like past events or whatever, and they can leave it in your DNA of a person and have it activate at certain points. And
Yeah,
this
just think
and
of,
this is in the book.
Prometheus.
This is it's like a weird version of Assassin's Creed if you want to think about it that way.
I was
When
saying Prometheus from like the Alien
oh,
franchise.
the Alien Prometheus. Oh, by the way, there's a new trailer for the new Alien movie, like Romulus, and it looks scary. It looks cool. Like, it looks like just an actual Alien movie, not so much like Prometheus, where it's like just more sci-fi. So I was like, oh, scary. Oh,
Also, you
my
were
painting
explaining
is
what the flood. You were
is
explaining
black.
what the flood looked like. Yeah, I don't know why. There it goes. It's back.
Oh,
Oh, now it's black again. You were explaining what the flood looked like, and all I could think of was like we could just show them the flood in like the flood suit in Halo.
oh. You're right. You're right. This dude's got some
Dude,
wide waves.
I don't know what this
All right, chat. This is like a combat form right here.
Yeah, I don't know what this Wendigo skin is
Mm-hmm.
in the store, but it's cool because it has a skull. In
It is
its
pretty cool.
chest. It's an automaton in this dude's chest.
Yeah, it's one of the AIs like killed a human, took him over type of deal.
And why's the human got a metal skull?
And he turned it into metal. It was Wolverine.
Oh, what? Grimghast? He has like teeth? That's sick.
The teeth is like the coolest part.
Well, yeah, it looks like Alien and Predator like had a baby. Like the head shape is
Yeah.
like the shape of Alien, and the mouth is like Predator.
Tape says I haven't touched ranked in a while on this. Yeah, Tape. They dropped a whole new networking, like a huge update that did the back work and fixed the networking, so the gameplay actually feels different.
Oh, There's like
Tape,
a
I
heart
say
on
we
the
do a,
sword?
a separate podcast where it's just us pitching or redoing movies
Yes.
and TV shows, and that's all we do is just repitch them on how we would like to see them, and we
But
like
I have one demand though, Lee.
the backstage pitch or something like that.
I have one demand.
That's what it's called. What?
Can I say that
Can
it
I
was
get a
super
Hoya?
easy, hardly an inconvenience.
Barely an inconvenience. Oh, how did Quan get out of that situation? I mean, I'm sure she died, right? She was literally surrounded by aliens. Oh no, she got out. What do you mean she got out?
Stupid.
Wasn't that really
We
hard?
don't even see it. She's just running down like Soren's like,
Oh,
I'm going
right.
back for Quan. Why did you leave Quan if you're gonna go back for her?
That's true. You should not have left her. Like he let he. By the way, she's trapped in this parking lot. They run like 5 hallways away, get inside the ship, and then he goes, "Okay, now I'm gonna go back for her." That was super stupid. But also, what I was saying was, in the books, the Halo in the books in Halo, the Forerunners can actually leave messages. And so what is going on with this one, and this is why I don't think she's chosen anymore, is that she has the messages. There's 2 ways I think this is going. She has the messages from past humans, the past very advanced humans before they lost to the Forerunners, and that is being passed down, and that she's from that line, and that's why they are protectors against the flood. Or the other way is that she is very sensitive and she's being contacted by the flood.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think it'd be really
they said they
cool.
want you to submit.
Yeah, but that's also like that is like a flood thing in itself. Is that it doesn't want to consume you, it wants to submit you. That's a normal, like, I was like, okay, that just makes sense. But
Yeah,
also, I agree with you.
Everybody else they've infected, they've infected and then submitted them.
Right.
They were just standing there waiting for Quan, and like you can say it was like the ancestor holding them back. But what fucking power does some fucking ghost have?
Oh, I don't know how it works. That's why I'm almost going the opposite way. Is that the flood need her to do something?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the flood realized that she is a chosen, right? One of the few humans that has Forerunner DNA, and they want her to open up stuff for them to keep going.
That's what I'm thinking.
Which maybe they need her to access the Halo. Maybe.
Well, I think what they're gonna do is make it where she's the only key. She's the key to Gravemind. Like,
right.
Gravemind is somewhere locked up by Forerunner technology.
Oh, I'm gonna pitch this for season 3 right here. That what they're going to do, not what I want them to do, but I'm not against this either. So in original Halo, Captain Keyes, he tragically died in the middle of this season. In the original game, Captain Keyes gets kidnapped by the Flood. The Flood realized that he is a high-ranking human, and so they are trying to access his mind to gain access to where the location of Earth is. And so they're trying to turn him into not just a regular Flood, but an actual proto-Gravemind. I think in Season 3, Ackerson is who that's going to happen to. Because
You're probably right.
Ackerson's getting his redemption arc, and that's why by near the end of Season 3, Chief's going to punch him right through the chest like he wanted to, but as a proto-Gravemind.
One thing that I thought was dumb, not dumb so much as like they missed out, was they should have made Halsey get infected in the arm. So then when she gets frozen,
chop that thing?
Ooh. Yeah.
I'm about it, because if they so much as say they found a cure, there's only one way it can work. Because it shouldn't work at all. There is no cure for the Flood, which is why the Forerunners...
dismemberment and incineration of the arm.
The Forerunners made the Halo rings to kill all life in the galaxy so the Flood would starve to death and die. There is no cure for the Flood.
The whole reason for the Halo.
If the show is going to find a cure, the only reason I can see it working is that they put it inside the Halo and use the Halo to activate with this new edited version to kill the Flood, almost like they do with Halo 3, where like Cortana was able to figure out how to kill it instead of killing other people.
Yep. Well, I think
that's the only way I can see it working.
I think you don't even need to have a a whatchamacallit, a cure, but like a way to get it in time. So like for Halsey, for instance, it makes sense that freezing is going to slow down the
Right.
flood because it's a living organism. So if it was like in the arm before Halsey, before it made it like to her brain,
Hmm.
freezer, and then cut the arm off and incinerate the arm. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I think
that
it's
would.
too far, like how they showed it in the show. But I
Oh yeah,
wish they
yeah.
would
Well,
do
how
it how you're
how they
saying it.
how they showed it in the show, it's too late. But if like she would have gone into Halsey Jr. and been like, "This has happened to me."
Hey, Halsey Jr. I think that's funny. Where are you at?